Okay, so for anyone just coming through, Ketchup and Mustard, very well-known people in the NetherRealm community. They also have a very good YouTube channel. Just put out a video saying 5 unforgettable EVO moments in Mortal Kombat and Injustice. I haven't watched this video, but I've been told that I'm in it. So let's give this thing a little watch. Make sure you guys subscribe to Ketchup and Mustard over here if you haven't already. And yeah, let's take a look at this video. It's like 13 minutes.
EVO 2023 is this weekend, the largest fighting game tournament in the world, and one that, no matter the game or the community, is almost guaranteed to spawn some incredible moments that fans will never forget. The NetherRealm community has seen its fair share of those moments across the years and across the different games. And seeing as this weekend is where we say goodbye to Mortal Kombat 11.
You know what's one sad thing about NRS games at EVO? We only got a chance to be in the main stage, in the main arena at EVO one time. And that was EVO 2016. I believe that was actually the first year at EVO. That was the first year at EVO 2016 where they actually had the big arena with the arena finals and stuff. Mortal Kombat X was the very first game that was played there in the EVO finals on the Sunday, and I know they're gonna be going over that. That was when like Tekken Master and Sonic Fox had a crazy ass set in grand finals, and that was 2016. But since then, NetherRealm has never had a spot on the main stage at EVO. Injustice 2, 2017, 2018 didn't have it. Mortal Kombat 11 when it came out 2019 didn't have it, and then 2020, 21 didn't really happen, right? And then 2022 last year we didn't have it, and then this year the whole thing's being done on Friday. So I'm very curious to know if like maybe if Mortal Kombat 1 finds a lot of success within the competitive scene and stuff next year, maybe they would put Mortal Kombat 1 on the main stage in the big arena and stuff. But since 2016, we never actually got a spot there. Fun fact.
In its final tournament before Mortal Kombat 1, we set up for a new chapter in the competitive history books. I thought, why not revisit some of these moments to really get the ball rolling for EVO this weekend? We are Ketchup and Mustard, and these are 5
NetherRealm
unforgettable moments from Evolution and NetherRealm games. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, why not subscribe? Stick around for more content to come. We'd definitely appreciate it.
Alright, I'm very curious to know what they're going to be
Old
saying.
Faithful,
Ooh, the
it's
Fox
Sonic
finish.
Fox versus a Foxy
Alright,
Grandpa,
2015.
where the Fox finish was first seen in Mortal Kombat X. EVO 2015 was, at the time, the largest Mortal
Kenneth
Kombat
says crazy considering it's the best-selling fighting game. Yeah, but signups aren't as high.
In the end, it came down to Sonic Fox versus a Foxy Grandpa, and that bracket was stacked. So you'd better believe that reaching grand finals,
fun fact. We gotta let you guys know. Fun fact. I got 3rd place at this tournament. All right. Fun fact. Gotta let you guys know that we got 3rd at this EVO 2015.
Easy task.
I sent Sonic Fox to losers bracket, by the way, and then Sonic came back and beat me and whatever, and ended up winning the tournament. But I'm the only one that beat Sonic in a set that weekend. Fun fact.
Simple situation here. Foxy was on the winner's side of the bracket, having not lost until this series. And Sonic Fox was sent to losers earlier in the tournament.
By who?
Having to fight.
They don't want to let you know. It was by me. Who sent Sonic Fox to losers? How did it get there? It was me.
For their life all the way up until the final series. This meant that if Fox wanted to win the tournament, they would first have to reset the bracket against Foxy by winning the first 3 out of 5. And in that series, we had a total back and forth. A battle of variation and character changes after almost every match. It was Tempest versus Royal Storm for the first few. After Game 3, Foxy switches to Buzzsaw, and then when the Buzzsaw is successful, the next game Fox will switch to Aaron Black. After that, a bracket reset is obtained.
Salim, Jonathan, thanks for the likes. What up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Eduardo saying, with which character you sent him to losers? Devora. I was a Devora loyalist since 2015, guys. Like, I was the only one doing shit with Devora, when the game first came out for Mortal Kombat X, later on, Tekken Master actually picked up Devora because he saw what I was doing with Devora, and he started using her, but Kotal Khan was like his main dude that he was known for. But yeah, like no one was really doing stuff with Devora in tournament outside of me for the vast majority of Mortal Kombat X.
Series was all Sonic Fox. But what after the reset, the series was all Sonic Fox. But what stands out here is how the championship ended. Foxy had barely any life remaining. A comeback was somewhat in the works, and caltrops. The guaranteed damage from stepping on these for even a second was enough to win the entire thing. And here, it would eventually be called the Fox Finish, being seen in various in-game achievements in the future. Fun fact, Foxy would get revenge many years later
That's a
in
great
Mortal
fun
Kombat
fact.
11,
That's a great fun fact.
using RoboCop's spikes to eliminate Fox in the exact same fashion. And once again, it was EVO. Funny how things like that work out, but all of it was one big memorable moment.
Fucking love that. Dude, I remember that was last year at EVO, and seeing that come full circle was awesome. Awesome to watch. It really was, man. I love that they put that in there, because the thing is, in terms of like how it ended, like that match in particular, like it wasn't that crazy for the Fox finish. I think part of what was really good about it, actually, I don't think they mentioned this, but Sonic Fox beat, I think it was DJT in an earlier tournament with the caltrops as well. And then I think that's part of what made it the Fox finish thing, is because I think Sonic Fox won more than one tournament with the Aaron Black caltrops at the end of it. And part of that, I think, is what made it this whole Fox finish thing. But I love how at EVO last year, they had this full circle moment where Foxy ended up beating him with the RoboCop trap spike, which is essentially the same thing.
Injustice 2 has had quite a few
here we
moments
go.
being at EVO for just 2 years.
Let's go.
But I think the one that stands out the most is Honeybee versus Theo at EVO 2017. That year for Injustice
versus
2
Theo?
was a tough
I'm wondering, is he saying specifically Theo for this? Because honestly, like, okay, obviously there's some bias here, but the whole run that I had was awesome. All right, it was awesome. Now, my match against Theo, especially the way it ended, was crazy. But like, the match I had against Sonic as well in top 8 was insane. A bunch of other like earlier matches were also insane. There was a whole lot of good shit that was happening. But I guess this was like the thing, because this was a big pop off. So good shit. Let's see what he has to say.
Tournament, and with the team. That year for Injustice 2 was a tough tournament, and with Injustice 2 being so new and so different to MKX, you of course saw some players return for it, having more experience in Injustice than they did in Mortal Kombat. One of those players was definitely Theo, who is by all accounts an Injustice legend, held in the highest regard, and was in both games one of the most talented players in the business. Going up against him was Honeybee, who, if you've watched Mortal Kombat tournament play for MK11, you'll know that he's a super talented Devora player from both X and 11. But did you know he actually started his career as a Flash player in the original Injustice?
Yes,
well,
sir.
let me tell you that this
that's
was
a bad
his
drop.
moment. And to this day, I feel like Honeybee would still consider this his greatest moment on stream. But of course, maybe he'll tell you different. It's Losers Final.
No, we can agree on that. I've had other great moments, but this is probably the best one.
Which means it's the top 3 position. Only he'll tell you different. It's Losers Finals, which means it's the top 3 position. Only one player can move on to Grand Finals to face off against Dragon, who was waiting for them. The other player is eliminated. Both of them have 2 games each at this point, so this match is the only one that decides a winner. Honeybee is off to a great start, but it's swiftly turned around by Theo, who always seemed to prefer ranged characters with neutral control. Neutral and fundamentals, that was Theo's entire deal with Injustice. Now, Honeybee's Flash was all about the more ridiculous mix-ups and reactions, high pace, and those mix-ups would result in a wonderful moment. I'm not going to spoil what happens, just watch for yourself.
Theo doesn't care. He does have access to a clash. However, Theo won't be looking for it.
I've seen this so many times.
Kill with this combo.
He might be able to. Let's see what he gets. The reset.
He commits to it. No death. The overhead into the super. And Honeybee with all the energy.
Moments like these
Gotta love
are
it.
special on the most regular of days, but
Gotta
when
love
they
it.
happen at the biggest tournament of your life, it is another story entirely.
Gotta love it, man.
Mortal Kombat X
Gotta
returns
love
to
it.
EVO in 2016, and there was a whole list of new stories to pay attention to.
And World says, how is that B hasn't aged one day? Show us your secret. Dude, is it crazy? That was 6 years ago. I was 24. But like, you know what it is? It's the Asian genes. It's the Asian genes. Keeps me young. And maybe it's the water that I drink that keeps me young.
The biggest one for that year, in my opinion, there was a whole list of new stories to pay attention to. The biggest one for that year, in my opinion, was definitely the world.
So here, you'll see, as I was mentioning earlier, Tekken Master goes Devora to start this off. Didn't do very well. At the time, Sonic and I would play this matchup a lot. And like, I would have been shocked to see Sonic lose to a Devora player, to be honest. I would have been shocked.
Wide debut of Tekken Master, who at this point is a household name in competitive Mortal Kombat, but back then at that
Eduardo was saying, you really put all the money on that overhead. Do you remember what you thought in that exact moment? I will say, for one thing, Eduardo, the overhead super was safe on block, okay? For one thing. So it was -4 on block. So if he did block it, I likely would have lost because he would have gone back to zoning and likely would have killed me. But it wasn't punishable. It was only -4 on block. So I technically wouldn't have lost. But I was just thinking in that moment, I was thinking, okay, I don't think the combo that I'm doing is gonna kill. So we have to reset him. And what better option to use than the overhead, you know? Overheads work. So that's what we did. That's what we did. Also, I will say, before this tournament, yeah, so ketchup or mustard, I don't know who's commentating this, but they're saying at the time, not many people knew of Tekken Master. This was Tekken Master's, I think, first North American tournament. I went to a tournament called Hype Spotting that was in Scotland a few months prior to this tournament, where I met Tekken Master, and I was like, dude, this guy is godlike. This man is, and we had a long set, and I was playing Tekken Master in this long set. It was just casuals, right? And I was using Devora. He was going through like the whole roster of characters, using like almost everyone, like at least 10, 15 different characters he's switching to. Like, I'll beat him 2 times against one character. He's like, oh, no. Switches to new character, whatever, switches to new character. He was all about picking all these characters or whatever. And then after we had the set, he was like, oh, Devora is very good. I didn't know she was so good. And that's what got him to use Devora. Fun fact. So I knew going into this, Tekken Master, I'm like, this dude's really fucking good. I think he's going to do amazing at this tournament. He ends up getting 2nd place. So, you know, give myself a little bit of a pat on the back for knowing that. The Tekken Master Devora origin story. That is the origin story. He'll tell you himself if you ask him.
This point is a definite new stories to pay attention to. The biggest one for that year, in my opinion, was definitely the worldwide debut of Tekken Master, who at this point is a household name in competitive Mortal Kombat, but back then, at that time, only a few people actually knew who this mysterious Mortal Kombat player was. You see, we had seen Tekken Master a ton before EVO, as he was a dominant player in the European Mortal Kombat Cup, something that Mustard and myself were commentating a great deal. Now, Tekken Master was a complete rival to both a Foxy Grandpa and Madzin, as the three of them would clash in top 8s all the time. The thing about this was, It seems that many North American players did not watch those events, and such didn't actually know who Tekken Master was. Well, they certainly had a wake-up call that year as Tekken Master made it all the way to Grand Finals and had to defeat many MKX legends to reach that point. Sonic Fox was the final challenge. I have to state that Sonic Fox was at this time on a complete rampage in Mortal Kombat X. The competition was fierce, but the absolute #1 spot was always there for Fox due to their diverse list of characters. In this event, Tekken Master would shock the community and achieve a bracket reset. What cracks me up, even to this day, is that little smile that Tekken Master does when the hat comes on. It's great.
It is great.
Tekken Master
It is
placed
great.
second.
Oh, let's watch that again. We gotta watch it
What
again.
cracks me up, even to this day, is that little smile that Tekken Master does.
It
when the
is
hat
great,
comes on.
though.
It's great.
It's great.
Ultimately, Tekken Master placed second at EVO that year, with Sonic Fox taking first. But seeing Fox pushed to the limit like this much at the height of their dominance, it was certainly one to remember. And a single event that pushed Tekken Master into a player that everyone had heard of after EVO 2016. Definitely our most modern entry, and one that may even expand merely this week. It is Rewind versus the twins from Chile, Nicholas and Scorpion Prox. The last couple of years have been unbelievable for new developments with competitive MK11 players. The most iconic of the current story for me is that two twins from Chile finally started to attend some North American majors, and they've absolutely crushed their way
great to
into
see them
grand finals
competing
most of the time. Scorpion Prox and Nicholas are some of the younger players we have in the space, and many people online have said stuff like, well, if they're so good, why weren't they around when MK11 started? Look, I'm pretty sure they were in school or something, so that's not really an argument that you can make. The only thing that matters is that now they're playing, now they're competing, and now they're winning everything. What we do know is that players have rarely been able to defeat one of the twins, let alone both of them in the same event. And that is where Rewind comes in. No stranger to EVO competition, as Rewind is actually an EVO champion for Injustice 2, Rewind last year was the final North American standing, with Scorpion Prox and Nicholas in his path. The set in question is Losers Finals, where a legendary Kotal Khan performance allowed Rewind to make it into Grand Finals, with the entire venue's support on his back. It has to be stated just how ridiculously hard this must be to defeat just one of the twins. They play like robots. Perfect flawless blocks, perfect movement,
Anthony thinks of like
ridiculous combo optimization.
Says I thought Rewind was gonna do the impossible.
Characters.
The whole crowd was
always pick
hoping he would do it.
Favorably in a match with the right matchup, the right situation, and even if you can defeat one of them, a second player lies in wait with almost an identical playstyle. The endurance a player needs to have to pull this off is something I'm not sure most players are even able to do right now. But that's what this EVO could change. It is Mortal Kombat 11's last chance, after all. And finally, what I consider to be one of the most standout performances of all EVO, it's Perfect Legend and the back-to-back EVO victories in 2011 and 2012. Mortal Kombat 9 a little bit before my time. Not only a new game, but the birth of a worldwide community. Yes, I know, some parts of the world did play classic Mortal Kombat, and North America over the years had various forum communities with online play, but if we're talking a worldwide scene starting at the same time, that is where Mortal Kombat 9 came in. The very first EVO for MK9 was a demonstration of where things could go from here. Who was the most practiced and tournament ready in a brand new game with no competitive legacy, and only a small amount of events to really get yourself ready for? It was a total free-for-all. But in 2011, Perfect Legend, a legendary Dead or Alive player, took the gold and went all the way with his Kung Lao performance, defeating Rio in Grand Finals. This was a huge achievement anyway, but what's more interesting is what happened after that EVO. Now, for various reasons, and truthfully, it was a very long time ago, so I'm absolutely not going to speak on behalf of anyone, Perfect Legends took quite a large amount of time away from the game. It happens sometimes. Players aren't exactly obliged to stick with something 24/7. Sometimes things change and you may not have the time to play. Maybe responsibilities shift. I don't know. It's not important in this video because it's all about what happened the next year in the next EVO. At this time in 2012, Perfect Legend was back, still playing Kung Lao, and in Grand Finals was up against CD Jr., who at this time was more present in the tournament space. So you definitely had this amazing story of a returning champion looking to reclaim that top spot, and the current player who some players were definitely expecting to see take the event all the way. Well, in a absolutely amazing performance with Kung Lao, Perfect Legend takes it all the way and wins both major MK9 EVOs back to back. Now, this wasn't the end of MK9 at EVO, but during the absolute prime time of the game, and with so much story going into both years, this performance is one that will always stay in the history books of Mortal Kombat 9. And that's my list of 5 memorable EVO moments for NetherRealm games. EVO 2023 is this weekend, so definitely tune into that for all kinds of games. I personally
great
can't wait
video.
to see how Mortal Kombat
Great video.
ends and let us set up for a new chapter in the history books with Mortal Kombat 1. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Great video from Ketchup and Mustard. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to their channel, PNDKNM, over on the YouTube side of things. Thanks for watching with me, guys.